Bro, what the hell was that show, man? What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Hankeshh, and welcome to my review of Saturday night's main event, the November 1st edition. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Here I talk about everything wrestling, whether it's Raw, SmackDown, PLEs. We talk about how I'm feeling at the moment. We talk about certain wrestlers, certain characters, everything that we want to about wrestling. Recently, it's been a lot more reviews. I haven't really done my commentary videos a lot, but I'll get back on that. Don't worry. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Before I tell you my feelings about Saturday night's main event, please subscribe and drop a comment on what you thought about Saturday night's main event. I'm curious to hear about it. I love hearing everyone else's opinions on everything that goes on in the world of wrestling. So please drop a comment, hit that like button, and also subscribe while you're down there. All right, no more talking, no more spiel. Let's get into it. So going into the show, I was kind of skeptical about it. I wasn't saying that I was, not excited for the show, because I was. I was excited to watch Saturday night's main event, at least a little bit. My expectations of the show and the way they were building up is that nothing was really going to change. It was going to be a very status quo event. No stories were really going to get progressed on this episode of Saturday night's main event. I was only really excited for about half the card. I was excited for the IC Championship match because I love all three competitors that were in that. I thought they would produce a banger. And I was excited for the Women's Championship match because of the Jade Cargill heel turn. I wanted to see where that story went if they put the title on her. So besides just those matches, being exciting to watch as an in-ring competition, when it comes to the story points and the story beats, I was expecting very, very little to almost no story progression whatsoever. And it turns out I wasn't really far off. After I watched the show, that's the feeling I got. Not much story progression, not much, building up on the matches and the feuds that were presented on this card. The only feud or story that got some fuel to the fire was the Jade Cargill heel turn because she won the championship on this show. But yeah, my overall thoughts were like, it was meh, it was bleh, it was just there. And that's not the kind of feeling that I want in my wrestling show. I want to feel like I've had a fun time. And just watching those matches, I felt like, okay, that match was cool. So what? You know what I mean? And that's not the kind of progression that I want in my show. I don't know. It's just wherever we were and wherever we ended, we're basically the same point, just a change in a few championships. That's it. Anyways, let's get into more details about the matches that happened on this show. I guess we can just kind of go in match order. We started off with Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. Now, this match I liked a lot more than I expected that I was going to like, okay? It was very fun, especially after they added that champion's advantage clause where Cody doesn't have a champion's advantage. If he gets counted out, if he gets disqualified, he still loses the championship. Because of that, I felt like this match was different from the WrestlePalooza match. Before they added that stipulation, I thought we were going to get a complete rehash of the WrestlePalooza match. I thought it was going to be the same beats, same stuff, except minus that kick through the table spot, which is what built up to that match. If anything, I thought it was going to be worse than the WrestlePalooza match because of that. But to my surprise, because they added that clause in the championship match, it became a lot better. I love the story they turned where Drew was trying to win, trying to egg on Cody and win by countout or DQ and not the traditional pin or submission style. I love that trolling character of Drew. He plays it so well, and the fact that he could carry that over into the in-ring work of this match is amazing. Drew McIntyre is one of the best at that, adding character to his in-ring wrestling. He deserves a lot, which is why I wanted Drew to win the match, but alas, Cody Rhodes had won the match. Unfortunate, man, but honestly, I'm not that mad because I am a very Cody fan. I'm not a Cody hater. I'm not calling for Cody to turn heel like the majority of the IWC is. I like it. Cody Rhodes is working as a face. He's a hero to the children, man. Let him work as a face for at least another year. I hope at least for another year before you turn him heel. Was it the right move to have Drew win this championship? Yes, absolutely. The fact that he didn't, does that ruin their feud? Does that ruin the championship scene? Does that ruin SmackDown? No, Cody's still a great champion. He can still put on great feuds. And he can still wrestle great. I also love the way they ended this match with Cody DDTing Drew onto the title, causing doubt. Did Cody know the title was there? Did he not? Did he intentionally DDT him on the title, or was it a mistake? Was it an accident? Those all plant those seeds of doubt in your mind, and it makes you want that Cody heel turn more. That's why I'm saying don't turn Cody heel right now. Let us want it more before you finally turn him heel. I think that's the play that WWE should do. I think that's the play that they need to run when it comes to this Cody Rhodes heel turn. But overall, this was a good match. For me, this was match of the night because of that stipulation and the work that Drew did in this match. So I'm giving this match of the night for me. It might not be for all of you guys, but for me, this is match of the night. Next, let's talk about Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill for the Women's WWE Championship. This match made Jade look like an absolute tank. I mean, Jade was throwing Tiffy all over the place, was just attacking Tiffany's knee. The best way I can describe it is Jade was grabbing Tiffy, picking her up, and spiking her into the mat. She was slamming Tiffy into that mat so hard. I mean, I could feel the pain from here, bro, straight up. And I'm glad that Jade won the match, took the title from Tiffy, and continues to build momentum. I mean, this heel run's only 2 weeks old, right? It just happened. So the fact that she won, got the title, and now can terrorize the entire women's division on SmackDown, I'm here for it. I'm excited for that. The match itself wasn't too long, and I think that's a good thing. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Both of these wrestlers are amazing, especially Tiffany Stratton. Shout out Tiffany Stratton. But the story that they were telling of Jade Cargill's heel turn and making her look dominant, you needed this match to be short. You needed to be an absolute mauling of Tiffany Stratton and cement Jade at the top. I'm glad Jade won. I'm glad that she'll continue to build momentum in her heel run, and I'm glad that she won that title here today. As for Tiffy, I think the best thing for her to do is take some time off. She's been holding this championship for a very long time, so I think she needs to go home, recover for a little bit before coming back. Towards the tail end of her championship run, some fans were really starting to sour on her run, saying that, you know, she has no good opponents, all of her feuds are bad. At first, they were saying like, hey, that's WWE's fault. They're not giving her enough opponents or enough of a division. But at that very end of her title run, people were starting to reflect that onto Tiffy, saying she's a bad wrestler, she can't carry a feud. And I 100% disagree with that. Tiffany Stratton is great, and not just because she's my favorite. She actually is genuinely one of the best on the microphone right now. She's one of the best in ring, and she can carry feuds. Just go look at her feud with Charlotte Flair for WrestleMania. They did an absolute fantastic job of building that, even if it got kind of personal at that time. So to say that Tiffany Stratton can't carry any feuds is frankly just disrespectful. But yeah, I think she's earned some well-deserved time off. Recover her body, get her off our television screens for a little bit, let the people clamor and want her back when the division starts to feel a little bit stale or if things are starting to get a little old again. Then bring Tiffany back. Let the fans want her to come back, and she'll absolutely come back a big, massive star. Third match on Saturday night's main event was the Intercontinental Championship triple threat between Dominic Mysterio, Rusev, and Penta. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this match was fun. It was great. But I was expecting a little more out of this match. I expected that these three would go back and forth between all three of them the entire time. But instead, we got a rotating one-on-one match where two guys would basically have a one-on-one match in the ring while the third guy was sitting out resting. And then would take out one guy and then have another one-on-one match while the other guy is resting. And then just rotating that throughout all three competitors. Because the match was structured in that way, it felt kind of slow in the middle parts. It felt like it wasn't as exciting as it could be. Not saying the match was bad. The match was fine. The match was decent. But because it's these three competitors, I was expecting a little more. So the fact that the match felt like it was dragging in the middle part was kind of a big down for me, I'm not gonna lie. But the ending was fantastic. I love the ending. I love it when Dom finds these new, sneaky, slimy ways to win these matches. I love it when he uses his ingenuity to trick his competitors and then win those matches. So in this match, when Dominic Mysterio rang that bell and made Rusev think that he tapped out Penta and is the new IC champion. So I loved it when Dom rang the bell, made it seem like Rusev won the match, and then took advantage of that and won the match himself. I think the ending of that match was brilliant, and it further separates Dom from this notion that he needs someone to help him. He needs a group like the Judgment Day or the Americanos to help him win matches. It makes him feel like he can use his own brain and win matches on his own in this sneaky heel way and not always relying on some interference from somebody. Going into the show, I thought this match would be the match of the night, but because, like I said, it was dragging in that middle part, I gave match of the night earlier to Cody and Drew. Yeah, but I'm happy that Dom retained. Penta and Rusev also looked really good in this match. The only thing that I'm kind of bummed about is Rusev is the one that took the pin. I feel like out of Penta and Rusev, I think Penta could have afforded the pin more than Rusev, because you need Rusev to look strong in these matches. You need to make it seem like he's unbeatable, that he's a brute. He's not easily able to be taken down. You got to present Rusev like that. So when he's getting pinned in these championship matches, it takes away from that character from Rusev, in my eyes. So yeah, a little bummed that Rusev is the one that took the pin, but I'm confident that WWE can recover from it and give Rusev something to build himself up again. Not saying that he's like rock bottom. He's already still looking strong, but just, you know, to add to that unbeatable aura that he has, you know. Now, before we talk about the main event, we need to talk about the announcement that was made prior to the main event match, which was that John Cena's final opponent will be determined in a tournament. I think they're calling it the Last Time Is Now tournament, and I'm excited for that tournament. It's going to be great. It's going to start in Boston, and according to the video package, it's going to be including people outside of WWE as well. So are we going to get that Joe Hendry, John Cena match? Imagine, bro. Imagine. Now, this is just me being a big Joe Hendry fan, because I've known Joe Hendry since like 2016. WCPW days. Shout out Florida if you know what WCPW was. But yeah, in an interview when Joe Henry said, like, you know, I have a feeling that I'm going to face John Cena before he retires, or I will have a match with John Cena this year, etc. Is this the way we get it? I hope so. I hope so for Joe Henry's sake, because I think that would be an amazing moment where Joe Henry gets his match with John Cena. But again, it's a WWE thing. I think it's going to go to a WWE wrestler. I think most likely it's going to be Gunther, which I wouldn't be mad about. Gunther's a great opponent. They even showed him in the video package. But yeah, one can only hope. One can only hope that it's going to be Joe Henry, because that would be fucking sick, bro. Sorry, I got excited there. I had to shake. Sorry. And then we had the main event: Jey Uso and CM Punk fighting over the vacant World Heavyweight Championship. Like many other fans, I wasn't very overly excited about this match. I wasn't shitting on the match like how a lot of people on the internet were shitting on it, but I wasn't, you know, excited for it or liking it or glazing this match either. If anything, Jey Uso being in this match to me just screamed that it was going to be obvious that CM Punk won. Which is why in my review of Raw, when they had the Battle Royale, I was saying like I wanted it to be LA Knight or another person to make it a little more unpredictable. But instead, we got Jey Uso, which is fine because the match itself was still very good. It produced a very fun match. Again, predictable as always. We all knew CM Punk was going to come out champion from that match, but it doesn't change the fact that that match was very exciting to watch, especially towards the ending sequence. This might be a majority of people's match of the night. For me, it wasn't, just because of the work that Drew's doing. I had to give that match of the night. But I was still heavily entertained by this match, and I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, good match. I'm happy CM Punk won. If Jey Uso won, I also wouldn't be that mad. I'd be happy for Jey Uso as well. In my eyes, either winner would not take away anything from the product. I think just having CM Punk win is to appease the majority of the fan base, and I think that's where the story was going with Seth ultimately. In my personal opinion, like I said, I'd rather it have be someone like LA Knight in this match and then have LA Knight win it and have him carry the belt for a little bit while Seth is gone. Only reason I say that is because I'm just in love with the fact that CM Punk would get over his championship hump by beating Seth Rollins, by finally dethroning and getting this huge monkey that was on his back ever since he came back to WWE. I think that would have been the perfect way for CM Punk to win his first championship. Much more of a story-rich win. It would have been a lot more memorable than having him win his first title from a random Saturday Night's Main Event because the old champion was vacant. Especially since this was going to be his first proper title run ever since coming back to WWE in 2023. So the fact that I fantasy booked this much bigger, monumental win for CM Punk makes this win seem very insignificant to me. And that's why I didn't really mind either person winning this match. You know, it didn't really change much for me in the perception of the main event picture on Monday Night Raw. I was also kind of expecting a Braun Breaker interference or a beatdown after CM Punk had won. That didn't happen either. So again, going off the theme of the show, whatever the status quo was in the main event of Raw and the World Heavyweight Championship picture is still the status quo. Nothing got shifted. No narratives really got progressed. Nothing like that. So yeah, overall, Saturday Night's Main Event had some great matches, but again, not many stories were really pushed forward. Wherever those stories stood, they still stand there. The only one really gaining more traction was that Jade Cargill heel run. Because of that, that brings my grade and my score for this show a little bit higher than it would have been. I'm going to boost this up to a 6.5. If 5 is the average, right? I'm not saying like it was terrible. Oh my God, 0 out of 10. No, 5 is my average. That's what an average show should be for wrestling. So this was slightly above average. So I think 6.5 is fair. But yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys thought of Saturday Night's Main Event. Which matches you liked. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments. I like to hear from the wrestling community. I like to hold these discussions and these conversations in this public forum in my comments, especially over here or on TikTok or on my YouTube shorts. I answer most comments. I like them. I see them. I reply to them. I like to conversate with the community. So please do leave a comment. It helps a lot. With that, if you haven't already, leave a like. Please subscribe to the channel and you'll get my Raw review here in just, you know, a day or two, probably a day, depending on when this video comes out, either Saturday night or Sunday. Yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Yeah. Thank you. Take care. Bye.